banger. Make a call, make a bong, 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 make a call, make a see, cut the bong, 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 your body, kakara, make a bong, 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 on a make it. Kilo fait, on m'a tête, chocolate, fine, oh, baguette, watch your love for like it, why not more, your body, chocolate, bush it ready, yeah, imade, double dose, kilo fait, why now?
Hey y'all, hey.
Look at everybody.
Y'all don't know what it takes to get here. Y'all have no idea, but I
never would have made it.
I am incredibly happy to be here with y'all today. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, okay, random people in the back.
I know.
Hey.
As y'all can see, we have some special guests here on the panel with us. Thank you for coming to Unicorn Straight No Chaser, where you come for the shenanigans, but you stay for the debauchery, okay?
Debauchery.
Yeah.
What's going on? So I missed you, girl. It's been like 2 months. We took some time off. We had to explain to folks. Do we owe folks an explanation why we've been gone for so long?
A little bit. We're going to get into that in a minute because I want to say hello to the lovely people joining us today. Of course, beautiful ladies first. I got to meet her around Black Fae Day time. She is responsible for the POC Mythical Creatures group that do lovely events and is a nice group of, heathens, but still nice.
Yeah. Oh, but all for love,
Go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hey everybody, I'm Giselle or just Jazz is fine. I'm happy to be here. As mentioned, I am part of a group, POC Mythical and Magical Creatures in Philadelphia, but we like to make events and just attend things just to be awesome and just connect with people and, just help out each other. I'm also, for the sake of this podcast especially, is that I'm a former Dom. I'm a submissive now, so I love that. That's a new journey for me. I still like to say I switch a little bit, though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm bratty, but like in a good way. Caramel brat all the way.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And someone I have been friends with for a very, very long time. And so I was very surprised to find out this new information about him. We're going to get into it later on in the show. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Darius, Digital Devil, aka King Blackstar. So I'm a former Dom. I still would like to practice, but I currently don't have a sub. So I was in the life for a long while, and I am a big proponent of both aftercare and being good to your subs.
I like aftercare. Yes.
It's very important.
And we are going to get more into the aftercare later on. And of course, we have bright, light skin, white honey.
What? Where the fuck you pull that from?
Come on and introduce yourself. I gotta mess with you. I gotta make it.
You're right. You know what it is. The Carty experience here. Your soft Dom daddy. Miss y'all folks out there. What's going on, everyone in the comments? Good to see y'all once again.
Yes, we got.
Hopefully you miss us too much.
And of course, I am your queen of extra, your sultan of shenanigans, your diva of debauchery, and the official HBIC of Unicorn Straight No Chaser. I am not a Dom, even though I have big dick energy. I am a submissive, but I want to learn more about the Dom side of things because I think a lot of times that's how you end up in unhealthy relationships and situations because you are just coming in as straight as a sub. And so there's a lot of things that you don't know and people take advantage of it. And before we move on any further, I see we got a few people in the chat. Hey, Aisha. Hi,
all the beautiful people.
Sassy, you in the right place because we're about to train you up
time
too. Rockstar. Hey, Dara. Dara, you could probably teach me some things. You should have been on here too. Hey, Ty. Sal. Yes. We back, baby. Not backdoor dickhead. I can't stand it. And let's do a bit of housekeeping. Behind the scenes, controlling everything is not our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but our Lord and Savior Just the Best.
Yeah.
Yes. She will remove you if you get on her nerves, so you might want to stay on her good side. I try my best. Carty is usually the one who gets dropped.
Yeah. Not you. It's going to be me every time.
Yes, act like you know today. And of course, if you
Immediate
even trying immediate drop.
And of course, if you enjoyed the content we are bringing to you today, if you enjoy the shenanigans, if you enjoy the debauchery, if you are getting an education, make sure you give us poor struggling content creators some stars, okay? We got to earn our keep around here. So, 1 cent, 2 cent, whatever you could spare, all right? So we could get a pack of oodles and noodles.
Yeah, Doms and sub need stars too.
Yeah. Maybe my dime is starving me. Y'all don't know. So give me something.
That's bad.
That's what we want to talk about. I don't know. And of course, we are a real podcast. So you can also find us on other platforms. You can find us on Anchor and Spotify. Okay. So listen to us to make your work day go by much faster so you could chuckle. So your boss can ask you what the hell you laughing at, whatever. And lastly, I am the EP for this show. If you have a podcast, but it's not getting visibility, if you would like to do a podcast, but you don't know where to start, I can help you with that. Me, along with Mr. Brown, who is the co-EP.
Mr. Brown.
Barely. Hey, Roxy. So as Carty was saying earlier, super, super, super excited that we are back with you guys. We took a little break off. Oh, I'm looking. Read the back chat for me, Carty. So as he was saying, we took a little break because we got to give ourselves self-care and grace. So we were playing some replays. As y'all should know, I do a number of other things for Head Nerds in Charge. Mr. Brown be keeping me busy. And so we had so many events over the summer. I was burnt out, exhausted, and I actually am a mother.
Above all.
Mr. Brown. What do you want me to call him?
Oh, fucking TV show, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Curtis. Okay. So yeah, we had to take a little break. You see some new graphics. We getting special here, new intro. We had to come back
blame it on the intro. I'm sorry, folks. So the the person that was doing the intro that was trying to get my pants, my beige khaki shorts on, took about 2.5 months. So I apologize.
Because he's a busy man. If y'all have never worked with Who Man Studios, if you need any graphic work done, any kind of animation, he is so good. I've worked with him a number of times, and I think Carty don't think it looked like him. It looks just like him. When y'all go back and watch it over again, it looks just like Carty. Okay.
Oh yeah, the face is there.
Yeah. Because sometimes people don't know what they look like. Anyway. Yeah. Today is a special episode to welcome y'all back into the fold. It's an inside the box segment all night. We are talking about debauchery. That's it. Nothing else. Sex segment. All right. And we call this the Dom episode because specifically we are going to be talking about being a dom, what that looks like. There's a lot of fraudulent doms out there. There's a lot of abusive doms out there. There's a lot of people that want to slap that name on themselves and they don't even know how to take care of a gerbil. So
not a gerbil.
Look, Rockstar said it looked just like you. She said she was hyped when she saw the intro. So for anybody who is vanilla and does not know what BDSM is bondage, discipline, or dominance, sadism, and masochism. If you don't know what sadism is, it is the tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification, from inflicting pain, suffering, or humiliation on others. And masochism is the tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification, from one's own pain or humiliation. BDSM is good for this. Well, maybe not your butt cheeks.
Not the cheeks.
It depends on your
Not.
because I'm like, oh yay, this is nice. Just do my bunny hop after. I don't need to sit.
So we're going to start diving into it. And I wanted ladies first.
Mhm.
How would you describe the job of being a dom to someone who never had any indication of what that is?
I would like to put like on two different like perspectives about it. If you're new to it and you want to, jump into it, it's a very thrilling moment, but it can cause catastrophe, especially if you're not educated, if you don't really take what you need to do in order to learn. But as far as somebody who gets more experience in it, who has educated, I feel like it's a safety net. It's somebody to show that even though like when I was a dom, it wasn't so much sexual, it was more of like emotional.
Okay.
So a lot of my things, a lot of my clients then were pretty much of like, they wanted to feel a purpose. They wanted to worship. They wanted to feel, they felt bad about other things in life. They wanted me to help them with that journey. And it's gratifying. Like it's so fulfilling, to be honest, because not only do I get that sense of I'm caring for somebody, but also helping them through that journey. But the fact that, it's also fun, and to also see, because I'm always fascinated with fetishism. I love it. So anytime I get something new, I'm like eating it up. I'm like, let me know more about this. Tell me about your traumas respectfully. Let me be that journey with you, and let's figure out how we can make this feel good for you now. So I think it's great. Personally, I love it. I always say BDSM helped me in my life. So
Yeah.
I always try to do that for everybody else.
How long did you do it when you were?
Okay, so there's again two answers. When I officially did it, it was back in 2009. I was a fine dom, which I think a lot of young women who are in like college, just starting out, that's what a lot of them do. It's easy. It's not, but it's easy. Mm-hmm. I did a lot of hypno. I did a lot of different things, but I was actually studying fetishism at a younger age. I actually started reading certain things around like about 13, 14 years old.
Really?
Oh yeah. I've always been, and it's like a joke, especially like, because the first site is what, FetLife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which everyone says is garbage and trash.
Oh, always. So it's like one of the things, what a fine dom is. A fine dom is a financial dominatrix. So we don't, well, it's not so much sexual. I know a lot of people are like sugar babies, all that stuff now, like they have different branches of it, but pretty much I used to get paid just to be pretty and to be mean, to be honest.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's
Mean girls.
Yeah, oh, look. And like my favorite too. And if everybody back in the day used to do it, we used to have a thing called Night Flirt. I don't know if that's still around now though. Night Flirt. So Night Flirt is a 1-800 call girl service, but it's your personal one. So you used to get paid to do it. So what I used to do in college days, which I have an ignoring line. So literally I just get paid to pick it up and just say, I'm not talking to you right now. I'm studying, and just like hang it up. But I'm not really hanging up. I just put it in my purse. I just put it there where I'm just like, doing nothing. And all I hear is them just begging and begging. Please, please, princess, please let me take care. I'm like, I don't want to deal with you. I'm studying. Leave me alone. Like whatever. It was good. And like different journeys.
That is a
I've been
crazy
living life all wrong. I've been living life all wrong.
No, and that's why like now I love, like I'll see TikTok and now where people are like, let me tell you about Fine Dom and Pay Pigs. And I'm like, oh, they're finding out. I'm so happy for that.
Sal had a question in the chat, and he was asking specifically what it was. So Sal is basically where you have like a submissive and they give you money. So they'll give you money just like for humiliating them and things of that nature. But that's how they get their gratification, by giving the dom money. So you got to approach the goddess with offerings, which is also why I was really happy to be able to find a femdom, because I think people typically associate being a dime with a man automatically, and they don't realize that a lot of women are dimes as well. And it's not the typical like dominatrix thing that people tend to go to. It's financial diamond and things of that nature. So, ladies, you could be having other streams of revenue. Okay, I hope you are taking notes, because seriously, especially if you're a Black woman and you find a white man that likes Black women, like, your bills are paid. And as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. So into you, I sow into myself. I need to get my life together. Darius, same thing. Like, how would you, if I didn't know what a dime was, what would you say it was? If it was a job description, how would you describe it? When you were doing it, how long were you into it?
So I got into it like around my early college days. I was a security guard for a building, and I met a woman, and through meeting her and talking with her, we got like we got close, and she said, well, I have this thing that I've always wanted to try, but the scene is a little bit scary and intimidating. So I came into it, but through someone else, but by helping her feel better about the situation, by being her protection, her covering, and all that good stuff, I had her explore herself more, and through that I found my domhood, I should say. A lot of people think doms are supposed to be like these really big bad dudes that are just like really mean and cold, but they're actually really, if you are a good dom, you are really attentive, you are really you're affectionate when you need to be, but you are firm in the things that you have put in place. Being a dom is a lot about planning and also having consent of the things that you're going to do. Not just consent, but also to have a plan for what you want to do with your sub. Because a lot of guys can get into being a dom and just be like, oh, I just like to do this, or I just like to do that. You should have a training plan. You should have an established contract. There are a lot of things that go into this. And it's more so about you being there for your sub, unlike the other way around. They're giving you this power and this hold over them that is very delicate and is very important to them. So you need to be just as delicate and important with your, how should I say this? Delicate and important with the way you do things. You shouldn't just do things haphazardly. You should do everything with purpose and generosity.
I like that.
I like that. Look, Darius gonna have a bunch of people in his inbox, like, saying, are you looking for a sub? I like that. Rockstar said one guy sent me his penis pic and was like, isn't it small? I'm not good enough for you. Man, I took that and destroyed him. Best $30 I ever made. $30, baby. Add a zero to that, okay? You can add a
know
zero.
your worth. Get more than that. Get more.
Know your worth. Sal said, where does one go to find a dime? I'm asking for a friend. Can you answer that?
Events.
There's a lot of events that are out there. You'll be surprised if you actually do a quick Google search, and I know everyone looks at Google like, oh, that's just going to be a bunch of BS, but no, I found a bunch of different classes. I actually got into Shibari through that, and just look for stuff online. And there are a lot of events. If you've ever been to an event, well, it's kind of defunct now, but called Slut Church. From there, the burlesque.
Oh yeah, yeah, they shut them down.
Yeah, so the venue and the organizers, not so much, but the people in there, like that world and the amount of people that you can meet going to those shows. Burlesque shows are a lot of times where a lot of BDSM couples actually meet because they have an interest in that.
Mm-hmm.
Dom Carty, you got the name Dom Carty.
Well, thing is, don't forget the soft part of it. The soft part.
I didn't.
Soft part is very, very important because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fully into it because it's a lot of work. Yes. I'm lazy, and it's a lot. You have to be really committed to it, and it's like.
He just say he lazy.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Is it lazy Dom? Like, is that a real thing?
No, that's why soft is in front of the name, because sometimes I can turn it on and sometimes I turn it off. But it's like when they're in the mood, when I'm in the mood, sometimes I have to turn it on. turn it off. But like being attentive and all that other good stuff, 100% of the time, 24 hours around the clock, it can be overwhelming sometimes. And then of course the anxiety that comes with it of making sure I'm performing right and make sure I'm doing my duties. And I was like, this is a lot. Maybe I should put it to a retired soft dom daddy at this point. I don't know. But I'm in a whole relationship right now, so being in a relationship is kind of like being a dom to a degree, as in caring for somebody and taking maybe not you over here.
You just making stuff up.
If you're over on this side of the fence,
I'm not.
Exactly. So if you were on this side of the fence, yes, you would be felt of being taken care of and all that good stuff, and making sure that what are your desires and fantasies, make sure they're done in a healthy and sexy way.
Now,
he wants dying to jump in. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Now, Carty is not exactly wrong. He could be a playtime dom when he comes in, and when it's playtime, okay, we put the collar on and we proceed. You don't have to be 24/7.
So can you like make more? Which I understand there's a difference between like playtime in the bedroom and then living a life 24/7. But could you like expound upon that for people in the chat that might not know?
Okay, so full-time dom is 24/7. Whenever your sub needs you for something, whenever they're overwhelmed, you protect them, you keep them safe. Also, at the same time, you are not. I don't like the word control like that, but it's not really controlling. It's you're just guiding them to make the best decisions for. Yes, thank you. The best guiding them and navigating them to the best decisions for their life, because you know them inherently. Because being a dom, you learn that person very inherently, and you do things for their betterment, not to like lord power or anything like that. Your whole focus is to make them a better person.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you was trying to say, Carty?
Oh no, he just wants to do it on
not really. Well, like I said, it's taxing. Like, especially if it's like if you're not built for it, like if you're not it's within you, woven in you, like it's nothing because that's who you are. But if it's not you all the time, it's like kind of almost a persona you have to put on. Okay. But this, I mean, I say dom always have good hearts. Like
not all.
Well, those are real.
Those aren't the real doms. That's just like the hardcore shit that people show on TV and shit. But other than that, it's like, hey, I'm a cuddle monster here. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
So I love cuddle monster.
Yeah. That's where the soft dom comes in from. Like, I'm not like smacking you in your face and degrading you and all that other stuff. I'm there supporting you and physically in whatever way I can.
You just put it back up there from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Monday through Thursday.
I need my weekends, baby. I need my weekends.
Carolyn said, I don't know if you guys watch Pose, but Electra was paid to be a dom and degrade a man. That's how I was introduced to it. Really? That was your introduction? Interesting. Bradley, hey Bradley, said real doms understand that subs bestow power onto them. With that in mind, it's not about cruelty or forcefulness for its own sake. It's a balance of power. Rockstar, you done scared the man away. Lord have mercy. I can't. Sal is taking notes. Sal don't know whether he wants to be a sub or be a dom. I don't think he knows. There's another soft dom.
So, definitely be a switch.
It's a journey. We love solid. Yes, Dara. Yes, we do.
That's right. That's all me.
But
is that how you would describe yourselves? Would you describe yourselves as soft doms? Because there's different types.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
have to be in a mood for that because I'm a very primal person. So like, and not saying weakness is bad or being soft is bad. It's not. It's beautiful. It's something that's within us that we should have. However, the
other side.
That chuckle, it was the chuckle for me.
It's because it's like I've had like a session or two where I would have a soft dom try to control me in that moment, and the brat comes out, and I'm just like, I think we need to stop before I destroy you because I'm going to. And I was just like, and it's not to them. It's just like again, like you were saying before, it's like it feels forced. And I'm a type of person when I'm playing with someone, I want to make sure that it's all authentic and organic, right? I don't want you to force yourself, and I'm not going to force myself. I'm not going to pretend like, I'm scared of you. I'm not going to pretend any of that shit. you know, it's a constant communication. So I'd rather, if you're a softer person, if you don't like choking, if you don't like doing this and that, then let's play a different way. Let's try to do a different thing. Maybe you like to navigate certain tasks I do. Maybe you just want to check up on if I'm taking, you know, my medications, making sure I'm taking, you know, eating properly, because a bitch don't eat. I'm sorry, I don't. I eat and drink coffee all day. So I'd rather have that. That's more of the thing that a lot of people need to understand, that being a dom is many different levels, and also being a switch. Like I said, I started my journey being a submissive, did not like it at the time. And that's when I realized, I was like, I think I'm more of a dominant, but that was a different journey in my life. So when I got done with that, I was straight up being the primal person I am now, and a primal brat, primal submissive, where again, it's a journey in on itself. It's all different. And it's all about just feeling organic with it.
So according to what I'm aware of, right, you have like your classic dom, top, whatever, the gentle dom or the soft dom. You have the primal one, which you just said, and then a master or mistress, right? So how would you describe being a primal dom? Because like I can't assume that everyone in the chat knows what we're saying. Now I see some freaks in the chat. I know some. You know what I mean? But somebody like Sal, sorry Sal, but I know it's a lot of things you just coming into the fold. We are making him one of us. Every Thursday he's becoming more.
That's right. Just one step closer.
More immersed into the dark side. But go ahead and describe the primal time.
So for me, primal is more of like the instinctive, animalistic. I know it sounds so scary to some people, but the animalistic, the urges that we actually have daily, and finding that balance to control it to a way, but only showing it to the person that can accept it, I guess you could say.
Right.
So again, like a primal dom is not going to go for a softer submissive, right? Because then that can be confusion, that can cause trauma, that can cause a lot of conflict in that journey. Because again, it's a safe space, right, for both parties involved. So it's more of something a little rougher and tougher, I like to say. Like I said, you have to have a little thicker skin. You gotta, like, I like to say, I like to play. You know, I like to play with my food, and I'm submissive, so like I'm the prey. I'm not supposed to be doing that, but I threaten everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little short thing, and I'm just like, let's go. We can fight right now. You think you can take me? I'll lose. But it's gonna be a little sassy with all
it's like,
yeah, it's like,
firecracker.
But why did you yell at me? And then like I change, you know. But I think it's more of like why I'm into it and why I generate towards that dynamic is more of what safety it is for me. Because I know as a woman, I'm strong already. I can take care of myself. And it's nice to know that I can have somebody who is able to kind of not take me down, but take me down. You know what I mean? So like, nah, you listen to me.
I think you kind of just you described me.
Exactly.
That was resonating. First of all, what's going on in this chat?
That's a little bit. It's running wild a little bit.
Hey, sis said, damn, realizing I'm deaf primal with the strap on. Oh,
let's
get
go.
The strap.
Get
the strap.
Get the strap. Listen.
Rockstar said that's why I have to be fully aroused or I'm going to be shy. My man saw that once. He was like, oh, you're not ticklish now. And I looked him dead in those eyes and said, I'm turned on. It's nothing funny. Okay. Sid says she is looking for some advice. She loves pretending to be a sub. And as I witness someone being that down for me, I'm secretly evil laughing inside, calling them a fool for falling for my guys. How can I take it to another level and actually switch it up on them surprisingly? Oh, y'all, Darius, you got any advice for her?
I don't know. It sounds like she got some waters right there.
Yeah. So what you're going to want to do is have a good conversation with the person. You're going to need another switch for that, because that's the only way that's going to work. Some people like to be in a position of power and then to be overturned. That's kind of what you're hinting at right there. So find yourself another switch. Go to some BDSM or go to some positive sex and kink parties or even events. Find you another switch, and then y'all just politic from there. The main thing about when you first meet a sub or a switch or a dom or anyone that you want to get into kink with, politic. Have that conversation. figure out what you want, figure out what they want, and y'all can meet in the middle. You'd be surprised by not just the limits you can push yourself to, but also the limits you can push someone else to in the right environments with trust.
Jazz, what would your advice be for her?
Honestly, same pretty much, because it's all about communication. It's about finding that right partner. If it's something that you're not fully knowing how you want to handle it at the moment, you have somebody you feel safe with, communicate with them and say, this is how I feel. Let's play with that a little bit. Like, again, that's what started me. That was a situation where, like, as a prey, and I'm always fucking with people, and I'm like, like, you ain't gonna do nothing. Or I'll play them more like, oh my God, I'm just so, da 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 da. And then they're just like, I'm like, hi, you fools. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, haha, I got you. And they're like, did you just trap me? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just, me. I don't know what you're talking about. And I win. Anyway, that's the game. Anyway, that's what I would say. The game is I win, and I won. So always.
Well, hopefully that helped you, Sid. I'm going to follow up with you.
Mm-hmm. Get an update on that power struggle.
Okay. So we all know that there are different types of subs, right? I'm kind of all over the place, right? I'm a brat, first and foremost. I'm definitely a brat, but I have other things that I want to, like, try, like pet play and predator prey. Like, I don't know. I'm like a kid in a candy store because I'm fairly new to this, and I'm just like, I want to do this and I want to do that. I want to do all the things to me, like But I know that all doms don't necessarily do all things, right? So, do you have a preference for a sub? Like the type of sub you're with, because you got a slave, you have the domestic, the pet, the little, do you have one that you absolutely can't stand?
The
So
line stepper.
we will never kink shame here. Everybody's kinks are valid and everything. So I don't like the big daddy or big mommy, little girl, little boy.
Oh, daddy, little girl, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
play stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that. But two I really do like. I do like the brat and tamer dynamic and the pet and master dynamic. I love that. And it even goes a little bit further because tails, ears, they have stockings out, they have foot pads, everything. There's a lot of stuff out there for that now. So it's gotten better, and they kind of stole some stuff from another field that won't be named right now, but they stole some of their gear and they're starting to use it more in just like a basic way, and I kind of enjoy that in the Monster Girls and all that.
Okay, Jazz.
For submissives, again, no kink shaming, no nothing. Like something I'm not a super fan of is like, what was the one I did. I had a client who did houseboy, if that makes sense. If that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
He was furniture. He came in, loved it, the whole situation. But then, like, it didn't really do anything for me. So I was just like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. So if I feel like I'm not really contributing, I don't feel like it's a waste for both people. Well, maybe not if they get all, if they're good with it, then fine. But like for me, I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm contributing besides being the goddess that I am already. So there's no point.
Like, that's given.
Yeah, I was like, just like this guy was on, just my footstool for like 3 hours. Like I got like what, $1,000 for it, and it was like a few hours. It did nothing.
A long ass time. You can buy a real footstool for that price.
But that's what I'm saying. I was just like, he was like, that's all I want to do, and I was like, all right, I guess.
We did an episode on that about
we did.
Who had a fetish for people being human furniture and stuff. Like the pictures were absolutely wild.
But
I was trying to
give me that coffee table, man. Gotta give me that coffee table.
I definitely didn't think like I wouldn't kink shame, but I was also wondering like, how does this turn you on?
Well, as somebody who played and the reason why I think for me is that because I also had a fascination with that for a time. And it's because to be an object, right?
Right.
You need an object. You feel useful, and I get that. But as somebody who was playing on the other side, I didn't like it. If I was the submissive, that might have been a different experience for me. But like as the dom, I was like, I'm not doing anything, I guess. Good job for you, I guess. This is great. Thank you for being the best fool ever, But it's just, that's it. That's just not my bag.
Christian says, Christian is saying, I'm a lose, but you like that shit. That's a lovely dynamic. Bradley said he is a primal dom, rough, animalistic, commanding when necessary, a predator. The prey has to be something worthy of chasing, being truly hunted. Okay.
Sound like Craven over there.
San Diego Afrofuturism. Brady sub. Sid said, I like that. Just being straightforward. Man, I gotta show my cards, but worth it.
Yeah.
Rockstar is agreeing with me as she often does. Ty said, yes, do things to me.
Yeah. She wants things done to her.
Bradley said, communication and compromise within reason. You're still a sub. Rockstar does not like being a slave. And hey, welcome.
Obvious reason.
Contribution is important. Being used is a huge turn on. Okay. Well, use me like a wet wipe. You know what?
That's a new one. Okay.
Oh man, I love the debauchery.
I don't think I would want to be a slave. I don't think I would enjoy being. Let's try everything else, but the slave thing, that's not for me. But I got foxtails in my house already, so
no masters over here.
Yeah.
Siren, you got a little rope bunny in you?
Definitely, yes. Shabari, baby. I want someone to
still need to learn how to do that. I want to actually have experience of that. I haven't yet. I want to.
Do you know how to do it?
No, I want to. I actually want to take a class.
I'm still taking classes. I'm trying to get up there. I'm only up to like certain types of knots and only using the practice rope. So not quite there yet. Give me some time.
You're taking classes, so Cardi. What happened to you?
I started doing it and then I fell off. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'll get back to it.
Disappointing. Inbox him the classes so he can get back to it. Ty, you're welcome.
She was a good practice for a while. Let me tie her up a little bit. But yeah, I got some long ways to go.
So Cardi, okay, everybody has their idea what they think a typical dom sub relationship is, right? And so we just broke down that there's different type of doms, there's different type of subs. What would you think, in your eyes, or what you experience daily? What is a typical dom sub relationship?
Well, since I never did it professionally, I have to base it on my relationships. But there's moments where I'm soft, and then I have the switch, and I can just like turn to primal. It doesn't happen as much as it used to because I guess I'm getting older now. I don't know. But like, you remember that scene in
that's why.
Maybe Lazy Dom, I don't fucking know. But that scene in Fight Club when the main character, the boy, was just beating up the little scrawny guy, and just fucking him up real bad, and it's like, yo, why you do that? Like, I just want to like ruin something beautiful. That's how that's my primal thing right there. Like, I'll use the fuck out of you once I get my like dark Air Force energy on. I'm just to scare myself sometimes. But
look at Tanisha's face. You done frightened the poor girl.
She liked that shit though, but I'm
cracking up.
But as far as I'm making sure that their needs are coming first before mine is what it means me being a dom. That's what it means for me, making sure that her needs are being met, and if there's needs that she even noticed that she had, it's my job to bring those out.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Oh, Dara says she likes electro play. Oh, fancy.
All right, you got a little wand, a little electro wand thing.
Mm-hmm. Would you let some? I'm thinking about my nipples. I don't know why.
I'm going straight for the nipples.
Right, like somebody
straight for the nipples,
trying to jump start them or something.
You got to start it at a 4. You got to keep going a little bit higher.
Like I'm hyper sensitive, so I don't know if that would work for me. I'll probably punch you in the throat or something. It's the opposite effect.
This is why you gotta get tied up first.
Unless it turns you on. All right, so everyone can see that I am wearing a collar, right? For those in the chat, the collar typically symbolizes your commitment. I'm gonna give you the formal definition. Quite often, your love and devotion to the dominant. A collar for submissives is one of the most fundamental symbols of their relationship, and one that is usually guarded and protected. There are no right or wrong ways to be collared. It can be formal, it can be informal. You can do it in front of your friends and family. Kind of like it's the closest thing to a wedding ring, right?
Mhm.
What I was taught. So have you ever collared anyone? And if you did, or if you would do so, what would that represent to you?
Okay. So
Either or.
Yeah, the guys can go first. I guess. Let us know.
Okay, so for me, it's along the lines of what you said. It's kind of like it's almost like a promise ring at a certain stage when you're first starting out, that you can't really get to know someone well enough to collar them. But after time and getting to know that person, getting to know their quirks and everything like that, you can build up to that. Now you can give what's called a day collar, which is like a little lace velvet, or some other type of choker that's just used for like everyday things, like going to work or anything like that. Something that wouldn't arouse anyone's suspicion or whatsoever. But as it gets more into it, once you have a collar ceremony and everything like that, that is basically marriage in a sense. It's a very strong commitment. It takes a lot of trust. It takes a lot of work and strife to get to that point, but it is worth it for those who get to that point. I've gotten close, but I've never gotten to that point. It was a little bit off, so to speak.
No. Jazz. Ooh, the sigh.
No, just because I go through my own journey with those things, with the
Right.
collars and the ceremony. So the closest I've got to that as a submissive was I got a bracelet because we were, a little younger, we're a little outside, whatever. And it's I will say, to be fair, it was a bad experience. So that's one of the reasons why I tore off. However, when I had one of my own submissives, they were kind of very shy about things. So the way we would do was every time we would have sessions, I would make a mark, like a little drawing on them, and then it would last for X amount of times, and that's how we knew we had to come back to each other. So he would have to come back at that time.
That's cute.
So it just shows hey, I know that you're not comfortable with this yet. You're not fully letting everybody know, which you don't have to. It's your own respect. This is how I'm going to show our dedication and our connection. So that's what we did. It used to be I think it was either an affinity symbol one time, whatever we're feeling. Sometimes it's just a happy face. You know what I mean? Just to say hey, we had a good, a joke this time, whatever. It shows dedication. It shows all these things. It's, again, pretty much like a marriage. You're committing yourself to this partner and all the agreed upon terms. You know what I mean? So if you already met this and you had this secure motion, then you have to respect, and that's the journey. It's beautiful, to be honest.
Yeah.
Corey.
For me, I haven't gotten a collar, but what I do is a really nice necklace, or like a bracelet, because sometimes you can't wear collars all the damn time, and it's more of the connection for me. So if you have it on, then I know what we here.
Exactly.
So yeah, you'll get your damn ceremony. I'm looking at you. She in the back where's my damn ceremony? You have a whole chain, miss. Well, maybe come back there.
Oh, great. That's not soft of you, sir.
I'll use my inside voice. That's all.
So, if you guys are wondering what it looks like, but most people know what a choker is, because I have a collar on now. So it's usually like a choker. It'll have a circle because it symbolizes the bond. This is a heart, or it has a heart. Jazz has a smaller one on that's not, is ostentatious.
Exactly.
The day collars are typically a necklace, and so it'll be a necklace, and it'll have the circle on it. People do bracelets as well, because sometimes you don't want people to know that you're into certain things. Or you have play collars that you only put the collar on when you're going into the bedroom and to do a scene, but you don't wear it outside of the house, it's a big deal if you get a collar. It should not be taken lightly. It's not supposed to be taken lightly. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
People do give them out like candy sometimes. But
You get a collar and you get a collar.
I have
and
an
then
interesting.
on the back of your collar, there's normally a place that you put a leash on, and if that is your thing. When you go out to play parties, things like that, then your dom can have you walk around on the leash, which I realize to some people may sound absolutely crazy. I like it.
It's fun.
It's
Vercline.
Yeah.
Yeah, get over here, bitch. See, I like a little dick with my dom. You know what I'm saying? You can have a dom sub relationship that is not sexual, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I like a little dick with my dom. So I don't know if that will work for me. It might.
Try
but
it
then
out.
I still have to go somewhere else and get penis after the fact. So
Some people actually do that though. I had
really okay.
a past relationship. I was with my ex who's vanilla. He couldn't really commit to being like my dominant, which is respected. Understand, we communicated. But we sat down. I was like, hey, I need these things. So since you can't provide, can I go elsewhere? No sexual, right? Just everything else. He's like, yeah, go ahead, go off. And it was good job. Good suit.
Sounds like a vanilla answer. What else you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna make that a T-shirt. Dick and Dom. That's how you
That's crazy.
Wine, dime, dick. Things that make me happy.
Oh my God.
Dara, they said you giving out dime energy. That's what Sid said. Sal, I just described what the choker is. Tanisha said, bring it out, bring it out. Sal, you trying to get collared. You don't even gotta.
He's trying to do something.
You know what you want to do yet.
He's just trying to do something. He's just in the mix.
Sassy said that's my favorite. He's happiest when he's collared. Rockstar said, been asking my man for my collar since we got together and still don't have it. Siren, tell that ninja something for me. He don't take hints or direction. Rockstar, you cannot tell him to give you the collar. You fucked up already.
You kind of have it backwards, girl. It doesn't work that way.
Now, don't get me wrong. I asked for my collar too. But I didn't get it when I asked for it.
What type of sub is she though? Or they?
Who knows? If she
like I said, I'm gonna ask and I'm gonna get it.
Rockstar, what kind of sub are you? Answer us, please. Nisha says height on the nipples are nice. Rockstar is reiterating she wants to be collared so bad. Chris, if you watch the replay if you're lurking in the cloud somewhere, collar your woman and you'll probably get the most incredible sex of your entire life. I'm just trying to tell you. So, friend,
get it done.
Get it done.
Get it done.
Ty is asking for her fucking ceremony. That's when you went off on her.
Yeah, I don't know what she expects.
Bradley said, I prefer a day collar, a play collar, and something for ceremony and evening events. Oh, I like that. I need to ask for some more collars.
I like elegant evening events.
Yeah.
That's where you gotta go with the black collar.
Oh my goodness. Ty said we're gonna make a day of it. Make Cardi and Chris collar us. Lord have mercy.
all I'm thinking is like the end of like Star Wars: A New Hope when the ceremony they walk down. Like, what the fuck? Would you key to the city, the universe? What is this?
Bradley said Giselle can wear a collar 24/7. You see that smirk? Sassy said he answered the door for our door dashing it before, and boy, was that a funny moment. He's very proud of his collar. Oh, was it tacos?
Hungry as shit.
The tacos.
The last and first day collar I gave my sub was a strap and charm for her coach bag covert. Oh, and did you give her a coach bag too? Listen, all right. Now I need a coach bag. If you're watching this, I would like several collars, and I don't like
collars,
but maybe a Birkin.
Birkin. I agree.
Yes, a Birkin.
Work for that shit, girl.
Listen, I don't like I don't like design. Oh, yes, he paid for the Coach bag. He said, "Look at that." I don't like Coach bags, but you know, I wouldn't say no to one.
Cardi B Birkin.
The laugh I let out at tacos, it was sushi. Close. All right, guys. So one of the most appealing things about being a sub is getting to go into subspace. So I don't know if I've ever really been in true subspace. I don't know. I'm in my everyday life. I'm a very not a controlling person, but I'm the person in control of things, taking care of the kids, doing things at work, even for the show. So I'm always like in control in the position of not power per se, but you know, I don't get to relax and submit, which is one of the reasons why I enjoy being a sub, why a lot of people enjoy being a sub. I need some tips on how to
navigate the subspace,
engage and get into true subspace. And for people who don't know what subspace is, it's an emotional state triggered by a release of hormones in the body. So like typically when you're doing a scene, for me, like if I like impact play, so that's typically when you would enter into subspace. But yeah, I need a little help because my head, I still be thinking all type of shit. 24/7.
Well, for me though, to get in that subspace, I'm always technically in it, even though I'm always like being my boss bitch self. Like I'm working, I do all these things. I find like 2 seconds to, you know, text my partner. I'm like, hey, and then we just start like a series of chats, a series of like scenarios to get me excited to when I am actually with them and to get in that place. So it's just like, even if it's something simple like, oh, you know, I'm having a rough day today, I didn't eat anything. And then they're like, why didn't you eat? Why didn't you do this? So you're just making me mad or whatever. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to be good. Or I'm like, oh, fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. You're all the way over there. Do something about it. And, you know, it depends on my mood, right? But it's also that situation of just like, and then when I am with them and it's totally complete and then I don't have to think, like I turn my brain off because I work too hard anyway. I don't want to think about nothing. I don't want to do it. Let me be, you know, the dumb blonde type situation. Let me do that. I want to be giggles. That's all I want to do. I'm like, what is money? Like, I don't know that. I don't know how to turn a door. What is that? You know? Like, that's it. Like, I literally get it at stage. I'm like, I don't know anything. And it's nice to feel that with my dominance because that means they're taking care of me properly. Because I have that availability to do so. So like and that's how I also know that I'm not really connecting with someone if I have to jump in and make decisions. Because I already make decisions all the time. So, and it's not just about that. Like I said, it's just getting into that motion, you know, the texting. Music helps me a lot too. Music is my like activation. So I put a good music song on, I'm done. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's fight. Let's play. Let's fucking color. I don't give a shit. Let's go.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. One thing that I've used to help myself get into subspace is writing prompts. So like you can't always be able to like go on a voice call or anything like that, especially when you work in the office. Give them a writing prompt in the beginning of the day. Hey, I need you to do this. Give it to me by then. If you don't, there are going to be consequences, and that gets them in the space. And it's even better if you get them to write out their fantasies of what they want. So a lot of times when you're in the throes of it, you're like trying to figure out what you want. When you have time to meticulously write down everything that you want to do, it gets your engine rev. It's kind of like going out to the car and warming it up before you take off. Same thing.
That's how you do it.
I'm sorry, I can't take Cardi serious.
You kiss my ass. It's horrible. See, if I was your dime, that smirk would have went right away because you wouldn't know what time it was. Cut that shit out.
You are so unserious. I can't take them seriously.
Because that's the only side you see to me though. Because I'm always joking and whatnot. But you know,
I know. So I would like laugh in your face. And, yeah, baby.
What? Is that how you see me? Am I a joke to you? What is this?
Yes. I don't know how to take you seriously.
If I could just grab your collar right now and just be like, get you on your knees real quick. Let me remind you who you dealing with. See, look, make me lose my cool. See?
Yeah, you know.
Let me take it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's bring that back. Let's bring that back.
Anyway. Cardi, you got issues.
Girl, I got as much as you do. Stop. Don't think about it. You know. You know.
Okay, so one of the things that Darius mentioned was that he wanted to really, really speak about aftercare. And a lot of doms don't do aftercare. They don't do it properly. A lot of people don't know what aftercare is. And Darius, I'm going to let you go on and speak on what aftercare is and what that looks like and why it's important.
Okay, aftercare is that after you guys have your fun, after you guys have gotten into what you've gotten into, you got to check on the emotional and physical state of your sub. Make sure they're okay. Make sure they're in a good headspace. And a lot of people feel like aftercare is like, it's in the name, aftercare. But if you're a dom and you're in a situation where you can feel that your sub is getting into a bad headspace or they're coming into a spot where they're not really feeling comfortable, stop it. See it, check on them, make sure they're okay, make sure they're okay emotionally. And a lot of times when it comes to pain tolerance, make sure you don't start out at like a 9 or a 10 or even an 8. Start at like a 4. Walk them up to just like with any other thing when it comes to like revving up someone's engine. Start at a 4. As you build, things will get better and better. And that's one of the big things about it too, is knowing who the person that you're doing these things with are, who they are as a person, what do they need, what are their motivations for all of this stuff. Like why when you're a bratty, what is the reason why you're being bratty? What are you trying to accomplish by doing those things? Get in their headspace and know them as a person, and you are a better dom for it, because not only will you be able to check to make sure that they're okay, but you'll also be able to turn them on in ways that they won't even know.
So if you're like, go ahead, Cardi, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, I like that. You hear that, Siren? Just don't be an a-hole just to be an a-hole. All right?
I am a brat.
Write that down.
I can't help that. Like, I just want to brat out sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I'll listen.
Yeah, eventually.
Some point in time.
Right now.
But a lot of people don't, like, there's a stigma with brats. A lot of people don't like brats. They don't want to be a brat tamer. And I'm trying to figure out, why wouldn't you want to tame me? I don't.
See, I'm an asshole, because the first time I'm like, oh, so you're weak. Oh, okay. That's good. I love that. I was like, I love that for you. You know, that's not my whole me. But that's fine.
My whole thing is, it's like, dealing with brats, like I personally, I'm a brat tamer. I like it because once I finally break her, it's all the more sweet. It's even better. Taking her from that point where she's, oh, I'm not really listening to you. You can't tell me what to do. I've been doing blah, blah, blah. And then when you talk to them firmly, but caring, did you drink some water? Did you do this? Did you do that? Oh, you didn't do that? Well, there's consequences for every action that you have. So you're either going to deal with these consequences, or you're not going to have the fun that you think you're going to have. And then once you continue to break them down, once they finally break and they submit, it's amazing. It's awesome. It's like one of the best feelings that there is out there. So I don't understand the whole, oh, I hate brats. You just must not be able to break them.
We're one of the best. I don't understand why they would hate it.
Exactly.
Because I feel like we give a challenge, you know what I mean? Because as the dominant person, we're not used to the submissive, doing what we need to, listening to the command, whatever the case. But like the brat, it gives you that challenge, right? Mm-hmm. It gives you that, it's nice to be the protector all the time. It's nice to get your way, or not, to navigate easily. But what about that challenge? What spices that up for you? I feel like it's more interaction with the dominant to be that way. You know what I mean? I like being sassy. I like being like, oh, so we're big boy today? Is that what we're doing?
I got a question for y'all. So what about those hardcore brats? Like, borderline. All right, I'm gonna have to kind of get like more physical than I need to. I would like to. Them type of brats. What are your
So
thoughts on that? On breaking that down?
So I don't know any of those types because again, I feel like it's a respect situation, right? So if you're being physical with somebody, hopefully you had that communication already where that's what you like, you
Right.
know? So I can see why somebody who didn't agree to that, to not like them, like that type of situation, that's fine. But I also feel like this is all about respect and communication through the whole situation, whatever type of submissive, whatever type of dominant you are, right? So me, again, as somebody who's primal, who's more physical, who will get in somebody's face, who will challenge and say some very things, but also I have a code, right? I have to know that even though my partner is going to be male, right? So I know I can't say certain things. I'm not going to trigger some of their traumas. I'm going to be respectful, right?
Yeah.
So I don't feel like it should ever get to that level unless that's something they already agreed to. And at least that's what it should be. You know what I mean? So I don't see why there should be like any negativity with that because that's already communication before, Maybe I don't get.
I mean, I guess from the outside looking in, it's fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah,
because I've seen just like, hey, I need you to put me through a wall. I'm like, why is that necessary? Or like, if you don't come spit to me, I'm gonna spit in your face. Like, why are we spitting in people's faces? Like, what are we doing?
What's going on?
Like,
I mean, the same reason people like to be pissed on, or they like scat play. Like,
I think, but I can see why it's because again, we think of negative things like that as a no, automatic. But like somebody who's me, again, I have my different type of kinks, my different type of fetishes that I like. I like to find a partner that can handle me in a certain way. Like I like being like gripped up. I'm a big girl too, so if somebody can grip me up, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta be a good girl, huh? I gotta do this. And then once I'm released, I'm running because I'm still like, oh wow, you fucked up, and just run out. But it's that play, right? And then it's that whole situation. I know when we get to that space together, it's gonna be that fucking so much better, right? But then also, again, the aftercare that comes with it. Right? Because not only am I, and I think that also helps too with the Dom getting more of the aftercare because a lot of people forget about that. Right? Exactly. So as a submissive, my Dom has done so much for me, has given so much, has done so much energy. So this is also a part of me giving back to them. Right? So it's like, thank you for, doing all these things that, might be a little extra to other people. Right? Thank you for getting to that level. I appreciate that. And, calm them down. I always end it with jokes, like meme talk, I like to say. Like I said, every time I'm like, good job, team. Like I'm somebody at work. Or I'm like, good soup. Because then we start laughing and we start coming down together. You know what I mean? We're coming back to the reality of what everything is. So I think as long as everything's consensual, as everything's good, always talk about, social, especially time and place, right? Because my Dom did something like that. In public, they'll be thinking he's beating my ass. I'm like, no, I like this shit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. But that's my piece.
Yeah.
Both very, 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 very good. Sal would like to be called Submariner from now on.
Is he gonna wear the wings too on his ankles?
I mean, if you tell him to, I'm sure he would.
Right, at this point.
Oh man.
We got a lot of people that do like breads. Sid said, have an amazing aftercare from the beginning of my journey has truly been a blessing. Well, I want to know what you get for aftercare. I'm curious. Rockstar said, I found out Chris is a brat tamer. He be on my ass. More so recently, he made me sit my ass down a few days ago and behave. I was like the Pikachu pick. Listen. Bradley said, brats are challenge personified. Everyone has their breaking points, and brats long to be broken. Break May. Chris grips me by my neck when I'm out of control. I don't know what you're talking about. Sal said the same reason people like it when people step on their face. Sid said, younger me was an extreme brat with men, and then I went to therapy.
Is this where your ass belong? All that break gotta stand for something.
Oh
Work
man.
that shit out.
Said if therapy is going to do that, I'm quitting immediately.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So, okay, you do scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for people that don't know, a scene is a BDSM scene, which typically refers to consensual interaction or a session between one or more individuals, right? And so depending on the kinks that you like, that has something to do with the scene.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorite scenes to do? Well, look at her. I love her because she's just, you can tell she's having a flashback.
I know her face is blue, all rosy and everything.
Every time she
Flesh
does
like,
something
oh
like
my.
that.
I do declare.
And I feel like every time she does, she's like doing a Kegel at the same time. Like,
Calm down. No, but I have a lot of favorite scenes. I like the more dangerous ones, and I mean in the sense of like I like a lot of public situations, so it's like subtle, right?
Mhm.
So I like to be able to do that because it's a teasing situation. I know when we get home privately, I'm fucked in a good way. So it's that whole situation. Again, the animal play, stuff like that. So like if I'm getting walked around with a leash, I'm fucking down for that.
yeah.
I love crawling. I love doing all that shit. However, then again, I get into the brat mode where I'm just like, so are you going to make me like walk? I'm not. It'll be down the street. I'm like, you're going to make me walk? This is, damn, the treatment. What did I do for you to hate me so? Like, just to be that situation of like annoying, but in a good way. Like I said, scenes, I feel like it changes for me all the time, but it's definitely anything public, anything where I don't have to be a good girl, but I should be. And that's life. So that's all the time.
Darius.
So I have mine's is threefold. So all the things that I've said, I like the texting that leads up to. I have a kit where I have a remote controlled vibrator. So you take that with you to work, go to the bathroom on your own, insert that, and then tell me when you're ready to play, and you're gonna have some fun. And then from there,
Lord.
get home, and I'm into pet play, but I'm also into tails. So pet play, she's at the door with her tail in, and she has on her stockings, and she is in a kneeling position, and she's waiting for me to come and give her instruction. That's one of my favorites.
That's good. Good soup.
That's hot.
Yes, it definitely is. Listen,
I need the app one. I had the regular button one, but I need the app one.
I can send you some links.
Give me some links.
Me too. What the hell? I need some.
I will share the links with everybody.
I'm getting the app on your ass.
me too. Listen, some of y'all gonna be fucking tonight. I already know. Carolyn said, I feel like a baby in here. Y'all are into some real stuff. Carolyn.
Okay.
Put you on game, girl. It's okay.
Right here.
Yeah.
Dark side, okay? Sis said Giselle lit up. Jess, you know what? She said mine is the snake and the snake charmer. Get out of here.
Not the snake. Not the snake.
That's from my other show we did. Sarah said putting someone on the St. Andrew's cross is her favorite scene. Ooh. Ash said, I'm definitely not as experienced as y'all. Let me find some new friends. We're your new friends.
That's
What's
right.
up?
We here every Thursday.
Get in that chat
That's
all
for
the
you.
time. What's good?
Every Thursday, come for the debauchery. I said this man is the MVP. Okay, Darius. Rockstar said my favorite scenes are when my man degrades me and says the wildest stuff. One time he told me he was going to pass me to his homies when he was done.
I love that. Go off, do that.
Oh shit!
That man went to 11 on that one.
That's what you want to do.
I was ready for my train. Choo choo. Like,
get the fuck out of here! Oh my god! That's
I said, I think we need some motherfucking changes around here. I'm about to start acting out. Now she didn't say motherfucking, but I felt like that's
it was implied.
That just needed a motherfucking.
Let me test my pimp hand real quick.
Yeah.
Sure, it's strong.
Oh god. Sid said one of my fave scenes, 2 Doms and myself, while the Doms are in that mental battle of who truly has control.
Ooh.
It's a whole
That's
Game of
what I
Thrones
too.
moment.
Now, I would think that Doms wouldn't agree to that. Am I?
No, they.
Yeah.
I had a soft,
Dom
a hard,
battle.
and a daddy. Those are nice.
Mm.
And now I'm just like, who's gonna handle this? Who's gonna? And then
I've been in a scene where it was me versus a femdom and trying to get a girl to act right and seeing whose plan was going to work first. And then it got pretty good.
yeah.
Did you win?
Those are fun.
That's the real question. Did you win?
Everyone won.
Everyone, I love that. Yes.
That's right.
Yo, that's the best answer. Everyone wins. Yes. Well, okay. So y'all were discussing aftercare. Y'all were discussing.
Hold on. We need to hear yours though. We got your scene, girl. He ain't gonna just skip right over you.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite one yet. Not yet.
Allegedly. I call bullshit allegedly on that. Sprinkle that shit.
Allegedly.
Sprinkle that.
Allegedly. I'm trying to. When I do this means allegedly for y'all who don't know.
I don't know. I got my
I'm
scene.
still trying different candies. I don't know. Let me keep trying candies. I'll let y'all know.
All right.
Sid said the princess treatment was immaculate, but to witness the tension was the cherry on top.
Because you're a queen, girl. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The goddess, we got it. We all have it.
Girl, we see you. She acting out. Just stick your monkey ass down.
You gonna have a hard time for the rest of the night.
Man, I was supposed to be chilling. See, now I gotta, put in some work. Lazy time here. But our scenes where her ass goes out, I let her go out, and she gets like really drunk, and then I pick her up from the bar and just treat her nice and sloppy.
I love it. That's good too.
And then when we go to like the lifestyle club and stuff like that, or when we have our threesomes, it'd be the greatest times.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. He said, "You're a special boy." He said, "I appreciate you for noticing my special."
Sassy, he wants you to adopt him. I'm pretty sure.
Sassy, adopt Sal. He make him your submariner
with the wings.
Wow. With the wings.
So while we getting everybody revved up and their juices flowing, and y'all mentally making your notes for what you want to do with your partner later, what you want to attempt to try. First of all, if y'all get knocked out, that's not my fault. That's not Siren's fault. Okay, don't brat to someone that's not ready to properly handle your bratting.
Please go over the guidelines.
Please
check the boxes.
We need to remember that remember consent.
Remember, whole responsibly. Don't do crazy shit. Don't get yourself fucked up.
You need to be safe, sane, and consensual before you enter into any scene. And so with that, what do you do to ensure the safety of not only your sub but yourself? Like, do you have hard limits? Do you have multiple nonverbal cues? I know you mentioned the contract earlier, Darius.
Okay, so when it comes to the contract, you guys sit down, and it's like any politicking you will ever do. Sit down. I like this. This is where I'm into. These are my limits. I like this. This is what I'm into. These are my limits. Like a Venn diagram, you put those together. Whatever meshes you work with, and then you work outwardly from the middle of that Venn diagram, and add things into it that both of you are comfortable with. That's how you push the boundaries and what's up. You set hard limits. You set your safe words. There's also nonverbal cues because sometimes people can't talk in the middle of stuff. If you get my drift, so set nonverbal cues, set verbal cues, also set emotional cues as well. If you know someone has certain triggers, you are to stay away from those triggers and not to push that envelope. That's an envelope that you really don't want to push unless you are specifically going for emotional play, don't push those buttons because it can get pretty bad.
Mm.
Just like when it comes to anything else, don't go in anger. Always go with love and understanding. And yes, those are the guidelines.
Jazz.
So for me, same. I agree with all that. I will say I'm a little different than most submissives and the dom. So every time somebody asks me about my limits, I pretty much say there's only 3. Everything, let's go. And if I say no, then when we the safe word, that's what it is. Which a lot of people, which understandably, if like a dom comes to me and they're like, "Ugh," and I'm like, "No, I get it. It sounds bad, but it's the truth." And then, like you said, I do like. Recently, I had a dominant, and they would, we would play, and then they would actually take breaks in the middle of it. I'm like, "Are you still good? Do you still want to move forward? Red light, green light, that stuff." Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, keep going. Let's go. Let's fight. What are we doing here?" Like, so again, it's a communication. It is like trying to figure out which way. I feel like if it's something that you're new into, conversation. I know people get nervous about it for some odd reason. They don't want to, even if it's like, and I always tell people I had partners where I would actually text everything to first. And I'm a Google Doc girl. I love documenting. I love making little contracts, little certification. I love all that. I did that for one of my submissives in the past. They loved it. Put a little Hello Kitty on it. They loved it. It's that situation where it's just like, it shows the intent too, because it's like, you really care about this person and their space, both of y'all, and time. So I want to know everything I can and cannot do. And also, rule of thumb, like if you know for a fact that they're going through an emotional day, maybe not go so hard.
Right.
Don't add insult to injury.
Exactly. Like it's one of those situations, but I think but also if you know what you like, if you don't know, let them know that too. Say, hey, I've never done this. I'm open to it. It's kind of like a soft open. Let's try to do a soft open. Let's try to see how that would go and check in periodically, like even in the middle of play.
Right.
So check into that, try to figure that out. And then maybe it's something you don't like anymore. Maybe you don't like being choked anymore, which in the middle of it, I don't know, but people are like that. Go off. Like I want to, and I feel like once you have that dynamic down and more good with yourself as the individual, the submissive or the dom, to feel that comforting with each other, then you can open that up a little more.
Okay, I like that.
Education we giving the people, and we are
all the education.
I don't know. We might be making love connections over here too.
That too. Everyone, put your safe words in the chat because we want to go through them. I'm curious what your safe words are.
I love my safe word. It's fine.
Said, if I was single, Sal would have been scooped the fuck up out of this shit. Wow. She plotting on you. Bradley said contracts discussing hard limits, hand singles during scenes, unique safe words, etc. Sal says safe word. His safe word is Betty White.
I love that. What's y'all safe word?
Rockstar said hers is Batman.
Batman's keep going.
Sassy said, I'm still testing the waters with my sub. He loves to be degraded, but I still don't want to get too reckless and hurt him. Well, you got to trust him when he says things are okay. All right.
Pieces if you do.
Right. Take a shot. Where's my man when I need him? This convo was riling my ass all the way up.
Is Carolyn, you got to go with her safe word? Because that'd be crazy. Like, you got to go. Like, that's a safe word.
You need to leave.
Sid said, I like trying non-sexual, thrilling, or uncomfortable things to see what you're going to act like. Trust your limits. Can I trust you at your worst and your best?
Exactly.
I don't feel bad for that boy. He play all day. What's good? Oh, I thought she was saying
word. Ashley's safe word.
I thought she was saying good education was her safe word. Lord.
Nah, nigga.
No, since she not using safe words for the thrill of it, I don't know. Right there, Sid. I don't think that's a good idea.
That could be kind of confusing.
I'm just saying.
If it's working for you, then maybe it's something else. It doesn't have to always be a word. It could be a signal. It could be something within it too. Because again, as somebody who's into my things, I don't always use the words. However, when I do, that's how I know it's too far. Because that's why it's like a joke. Like mine's is kumquat. because it's the fruit. It makes me laugh. So
What?
again, I like to laugh in the middle of everything, right? Because it's that devious part of me. So if I'm in the middle, I'm like, kumquat, and they're just looking at me, and I'm just like, yeah, kumquat. How about that? Like, what's good? You got to stop now, you know. And it's and it makes you giggle because what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
You have to pause because that's not that word's never gonna come up in a conversation.
Oreo says, "Thank you for being a friend." And Ash said her safe word is "nah, nigga." Really said his is Darkwing Duck.
Oh man, I like that one.
Sal said, "Where do I send my application? I'm trying to apply." You know. Sid, Sassy's talking to Sid. She said, "I love him, but I'm trying to go harder. He said he can take it, and I do want him to be satisfied." Have your safe word. Go as hard as he allows you to go. He'll let you know when it's too far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Batman is mine because he's fake. You know what? He's fake.
Batman. I love Batman.
Over. I really wear a Batman ring on my ring finger. Oh, okay. I thought you was about to diss.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, what's your safe word?
Me? Oh.
Well, yeah, all of us. What's your safe word?
Lying.
Mine's is Rambutan.
Rambutan?
Oh. Rambutan.
Nice.
I said my.
Yeah, what is yours? All softly.
I said lion.
Lion.
Mm-hmm.
Lion.
It doesn't have to make sense to y'all.
Okay.
I'm just thinking the meme now.
If it works, it works.
You lie.
But it's intimidating. What? Tell me why
That's
you.
The whole point, right?
Like
A little bit.
Like you think it's too much to deal with, because it won't be if it's the right dom for you. Brandy said, "My first real scene, we didn't establish safe words. She ended up asking me to stop in between her tearful whimpers. Safe words and boundaries keep the monsters at bay." Oh, yes. Yes. Jumping over some other things I was going to bring up since he did bring it up. People think if you're doing BDSM, you cannot be abused. You can be in an abusive relationship with a dominant. Abuse does still exist in a BDSM relationship. It possibly can. You just have to know what it looks like. Have you guys ever been in an abusive dom-sub relationship, or have you ever witnessed an abusive dom-sub relationship? You always smirking.
I lived a very simple life. For me, like I said, since I kind of started, I don't want to say young to promote, you know, I was going through a lot of my life. That was finding out about this fetish and all these things like that really like spoke to me and made me feel everything I needed to, you know, feel good in my life. So being manipulated, you know, in the beginning from not doms, for people who said they were,
right,
to actually thinking I found one, to being abused in different ways, emotionally and mentally, never physically, which is good, but emotionally and mentally was a lot, you know, especially through that healing journey, because that's what BDSM did for me. It helped me realize who I am. I'm that bad bitch. I have all the power, regardless as a submissive or a dominant, whatever the case may be. I'm that person because I grant myself that first. However, like I said, you'll have like fake doms who try to ruin that for you and try to tear you down. Especially, like I said, I'm a plus size woman in a very restricting culture. I'm Puerto Rican, so we have certain things that we have to be submissive. So trying to break from that and being told like, oh, this is pretty much all you're good for. And I'm like, that's where the brat comes out, I guess. So it's like, oh, you got me fucked up, you know. But I always say, you know, just advice I always have for people who are going through that and don't really realize at that moment, it's not always going to be that way. You know, if you feel like it's draining you and it's not giving you the happiness you need, not just in that moment, in that scene, but also outside of that, if you're intimate with that person as a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you know, get out, branch out, do something, you know, find other things, try to, you know, really learn yourself. Cause that's the whole thing about this journey, right? I remember being very vanilla about a lot of things and only like, oh, I only like, you know, spanking and choking. And now I'm like, I got no limits pretty much now. Like, let's go.
That's so, for you, no limit. She's a no soldier.
I was gonna say you got to catch me first, and I don't run fast either.
Yeah.
So
all night I'm gonna be thinking about you, like.
yeah. No,
There he is.
yeah, my head thinks in memes, and it's always that girl. If you ever see her with the house burning in the background, she has a burrito or something. She's like this. That's the thing in my head. I was like, I gotta go. I fucked up.
There he is.
So I don't want to speak ill of a platform, but I've seen some pretty bad stuff on FetLife. It gets pretty bad. And I don't like that because I'm like always online type of person. And the fact that the biggest place for fetish play is just like a cesspool of people that don't know what they're doing is a little upsetting to me. So I've seen it there. In actuality, I've seen a lot of what are the hard doms who never show any weakness, never show any care to their subs. They're just like really mean to them. And some people like that, and some people aren't prepared for that when it happens. And I've seen like in different settings where someone isn't prepared for something and they try to use a safe word, but since it's a public setting, the dom doesn't want to be embarrassed, so they continue to go. And it's always bad when you see it. You don't want to ever make your sub feel like they don't feel safe with you. And a lot of what we call bad doms do that. You don't feel safe, you feel manipulated, and then at the end of it, once you actually realize everything that's happened, you just feel worse for it, and it takes a lot of subs out of the mindset, and they wind up not wanting to play anymore. So it's a big part of themselves, and they just deny themselves that because they're like, there's not a good environment for it.
Exactly.
You're supposed to feel happy at the end of a scene.
Exactly.
So that being said, I jotted down like a few different ways, few different red flags to identify what abuse looks like in a dom sub relationship. If you feel afraid of your dominant and not in the fearful, like, oh my God, I'm scared of you and you gonna fuck me later type of situation, but truly, truly have fear of this person. If they threaten to leave or abandon you, if you do not submit, if they threaten you violence against you, if you do not submit, if the dominant gives you expensive gifts to get you to do something you don't honestly want to do. So they're trying to manipulate you by giving you a gift. If you gained or lost a lot of weight being with the dominant because of stress. This does not include intended weight gain or weight loss. Do they make you feel guilty if you don't want to do something? If the dominant makes you feel ugly, if they make you feel unworthy, unwanted, unloved. If you ever felt like, and trigger warning for this word, if you ever come out of a scene feeling like you have been raped or sexually assaulted, because that is not the way you're supposed to feel. If they ignore your needs, such as medical treatment, food, or clothing, that is abuse. If they question your loyalty, when you question their behavior, or you bring up concerns or issues, that is not a good dom. If you ignore, like you said, safe limits, if you ignore the safe words, all of these things are red flags, and you definitely need to get out of that relationship safely, but also as soon as possible. Because one thing about being a dom, a lot of narcissists hide in that community because it's very easy for them to get someone for them to get their supply from. So, like Cardi said, hold responsibly, but also know that everyone that comes to you and approaches you and says that they're a dom or they got it on their Instagram or their Facebook, that everyone is not really a dom. And it's so funny because I feel like I'm encountering people all the time that, yeah, I'm a dom. Like, you're like 19. What are you talking about?
But I think that's why it's good, like, especially being a brat, like, we always challenge, right? We feel comfortable. Like, even if I'm not in my brat state and I'm just in jazz, right? I'm just me. The one beautiful thing I did realize, like, starting my journey in BDSM was you can read people a little better, right? For the fact that I was a dominant as well as a submissive, I can read what type of person you are. So if I have a dom coming to me, like, yeah, baby, like, I can do everything you want. I'm like, no, I already can smell the bullshit. Like, you need
Right.
to go somewhere, get educated. And then again, maybe it's just me, because also like I have my own walls up, right? So I'm like, okay, communication. So tell me about yourself. How much education do you have? What do you know about aftercare? What do you know about this? Tell me about your past experiences. If they don't want to have those conversations, then that means already no, you can keep walking, because I'm not doing it. It's just that situation again. I feel like the beautiful thing about the community, even if like FetLife, honestly, not to talk shit about it as well, is it's trash.
It is
A lot of it's trash. However, I do like the fact that it gives us a hub for a lot of people to communicate and to meet up and kind of dictate or kind of know the red flags off the gate. I haven't been on FetLife in years, went back like a few weeks, like not even this week. And I still have messages of these motherfuckers just in there and being like, what's up, baby girl? Let me show you this. I'm like, no, I didn't ask for that. You don't just purposely put yourself in my energy and thinking that this is what I wanted, even as a submissive.
Right.
I don't want that. We have to communicate. You don't have that right to be my dominant if
And
I didn't grant you that.
I think a lot of people miss the fact that the sub is actually in control.
Mm-hmm.
You may see me on the leash,
Brad. Yeah.
but the sub is actually in control. They are dictating everything that is going to happen. We have to allow it. We have to trust you. You have to build that trust. So nothing is going on without our consent and our permission. I want or interested in being subs to remember that you ultimately have the power. James said he is currently starting his journey of finding himself and believes he will fall into the soft dom category if he had some help. These combos are very informational. Thank you so much, James. We try to
Like
a little bit in between shenanigans, okay? Ariel said narcissists are most defiantly in the scene. I have encountered them. Yeah.
It's bad.
It's really, really bad. Really bad. Dara said, I literally only use FetLife to find events and classes. Carolyn, someone give me a dime name. I want to test it out. That's not how that works.
It has to be bestowed.
Yeah.
Curtis King Brown has entered the chat. Wink, wink. Yeah, the subs are definitely in charge. I'm fucking in charge. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm in charge.
I win. That's all I got to say.
As I said earlier, the sub bestows power onto the dom. It is a gift to be treasured. Brown, maybe you should remember that. It is a gift to be treasured. So, okay. Do you have like an unusual scene or an unusual request that a sub gave to you? Look at her. She spit. Like, what is the most unusual request you have ever had?
For a submissive, I would definitely say so body worship. Like, I love being worshipped, but just to pretty much just like they wanted me just to sit like on this throne they kind of made for me and just like watch me and just like thank me just for existing. And which is beautiful. Exactly. And I was just like, okay, great. And they would like bring me fruit and like it was really cute. It was really sweet. But for me, again, I'm more of an active person in the scenes. At least I tried to. So it was kind of hard for me to kind of do that. And there was other things that were going on. I'm not really going to put out there right now. See on this little, but it was a situation where,
just know.
But it was I got you in chats later. But it's a situation where it's just like, to me, it was a little much, but for them, it was that healing and that thing that they needed. So I gave it to them, and genuinely, right? Because we want to make sure they feel good, just as they're making us feel good. Exactly. So to me, like I said, as much as I love being worshipped, I'm more of a rough person. So I'd rather you fight me a little bit, and then not just in the way like, Goddess, let me take care of you. I'm just like, I guess let's go. I love it. I do love it.
No limit, rough rider alone.
And it keeps coming back. I don't even know. That's the thing. I'm like, I didn't even do anything to y'all. And they're like, I love it.
You are like adorable. Like, I'm just, every time you smile, I would fall for it too. I'd be like, you know what? She punched me in the throat, but I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
I'll go tomorrow.
That's
I
hilarious.
love it.
Darius, what was your unusual encounter?
So, it started off. The best way I can describe it is, she had penis envy. So it started off with wanting to hold it while I peed.
Okay.
Then it came to she liked come play. Then she wanted to develop into water sports, and it just consistently got more and more involved in her understanding like my anatomy down there. She was like enamored with it. Like it was weird, but I liked it and she liked it. So it was a good situation. It was a good situation, but something I never thought that I would be into. Like she was really into it. She liked to put it in her hand and all. It was a lot, but at the end of the day, it still felt like I felt like treasured and stuff like that. And you don't really get to often feel that from the dom perspective. So it was a nice change, but it still wasn't something I ever had dealt with.
You know what? I don't think I have penis envy, but I do like to play with the penis. Like I like if we're just like watching TV, and it's not me trying to initiate sex. I really do want to like hold it and look at it and jiggle the balls. You know what I mean? Like
y'all
And they're like,
get,
come on, baby, put down real quick. It's like, come on, I'm cooking. No, don't worry about it, baby. I'm right here.
y'all get really like, how does this thing work? It's like in your mind, you're like, how does it work? I don't understand how this thing works. Like, you guys, it's outside of you. You got to do all this stuff. You can pee outside. That's amazing. Like it was all those things, and it was like really funny. It was cute, and it was funny, and it was weird. It was all these things, these different emotions all at one time. Yeah.
I talk to it too. No, fuck him. All right, I don't like him right now. But me and you.
That's a different entity. It's like the dom and
apart, okay?
Right.
Two different things.
From you, but death is what I'm saying. But fuck him up there. But
exactly.
We always gonna be all right.
Exactly.
I know that sounds extremely weird.
I was waiting for her to fucking comment. Fucking penis whisperer and a penis whisperer.
Penis whisperers. Okay, so it's not just me. I'm not weird. Look, I have found my people. Yeah. Man, you want to sing to it? What song you singing to it?
Loving you,
my baby.
It's easy cause
you're like Churchill.
Yeah.
Wait.
BBC.
Oh my god.
Baby shark. I don't know.
Don't say that.
Sis and worship that turned into creepy word vomit. Him admitting his near obsession with me for a decade. Mad, uncomfortable. But was the sex good? Did he get creepy after the sex or before the sex? Because if the sex was good, just keep teaching me quiet.
I think it would be worse if the sex wasn't good. I'm like, so you lied the whole time. That's cool.
I want to suck you up. That's hilarious.
I suck you up. Don't mind. But see, he got to sing back.
No, the other one. I want to suck you up.
Dara said, I like putting them in a cock cage and then teasing them out. Ooh, Dara,
you bold. You ain't getting me with that. That's a super simp thing right there.
Yeah, I'm terrified of that, bro.
I'm a black man. Can't put me in a cage. What's wrong with you?
Bradley said, fellas, if she's not playing with it and talking to it or choking on it, she's not into it or you.
Thank you, Bradley. That is the
there you have facts. There you hit. I should know every spot is on your penis. I should know the first great hair that comes in. All of it.
I'm saying.
I should know the exact shape of the head of the penis. Is it a mushroom? Is it a strawberry? Like I should know all these things. We're laughing, Darius. It's the truth.
I know y'all are hilarious, bro. I think it's the most endearing and adorable thing ever. The way that women are kind of like obsessed with penises, and I think it's amazing. It's my favorite thing.
It's like that with titties with me. I love me some titties. I'd be like, oh, titties.
Yes, y'all the same way with titties. Y'all just Y'all just they're stress balls.
Yeah,
They
seriously.
really are.
So just why? And I feel the same way holding on to the penis. I just can't squeeze it. It's hard. Rockstar said mushrooms are the best ones. I swear I love it. I like a little mushroom too. Reminds me of the hairstyles back in the day.
All around Bob. Just what?
Oh, okay. So we don't have but so much time left, unfortunately. What is a common misconception, a myth about BDSM or being a dom that you would like to erase the stigma about or correct people on, I should say?
I would say that it has to just be sexual.
Mm.
And as somebody who, again, started at the pretty much age I did, nothing was sexual. Nothing was like that. So growing up and like going through that journey and being like comfortable with myself, knowing that I didn't have to do anything sexual was liberating. You know what I mean? I didn't have to. That's not responsibility. There's people, yes, who only do it for sexual play. There is people who only get off on it. There is only people who only want to deal with that for that. However, also there is like, what's that, like cuddle, like people just want to cuddle and feel whole and protected. There's a lot of different aspects on that journey, and it's a healing journey. The whole thing to me is healing. The world is so rough on us and so hurtful, so we should feel something in our own creation that we let happen to feel that control for ourselves. So again, it doesn't have to be sexual. It could just be happiness. It could just be that comfort, and that's okay. And no is no anyway. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
I like that. Darius?
That doms are some unfeeling monoliths that are completely harsh assholes to everybody and treats their sub like they're below them, when that is not in fact how it works. A lot of good doms are very attentive, very, are you okay? Do you need to take a break? They are very they look out for you. They make sure that you're okay and that you're, like I said before, you're on your path to your best self. They aren't looking to try to like tear you down. They're actually looking to build you up. And with the perception that like stuff like 50 Shades of Grey and all this other stuff is that you got to be a cold, unfeeling automaton to be a dom, when that's not the truth at all.
Yeah,
true.
Soft dom daddy Carty.
Well, pretty much what he said. I mean, it's not all, all the great. There's a lot of, appreciating there. So once you get that, movie, TV bullshit out the way, you'll get to see a whole different, spectrum of the world, that we try to live in. So yeah, that's what I feel.
I think I would want people to know that BDSM really is a form of like therapy for a lot of people. A lot of people have experienced sexual trauma, and this is a way of them regaining control over their body. A lot of people have anxiety. A lot of people are overwhelmed in their everyday life. And so it really creates a safe space for them to go and just be vulnerable and work out a lot. Look at her. She's smiling again.
I got triggered in a good way. Go ahead.
I knew it was a good one. Yeah. But to be vulnerable and to know like you're somewhere where no one is going to harm you, especially if you haven't had a lot of those moments in your life or your childhood specifically, where you could fully trust someone and know that they were not going to harm you. It's really can be a form of therapy. And people think it's crazy because they're like, you letting people beat on you, but it's not painful.
Yeah.
Not for those who like to engage in it. You know what I mean? And ultimately, like I said before, you have control, and that is very freeing for a lot of people who do not have control in their daily lives, to be in a position of power. And it doesn't look like that outwardly, but you really are in a position of power. And the time that it takes to build trust with your dom, like that's a very intimate thing. And if the person is doing it correctly, it's a really intimate, close bond that is only going to help you in many ways as you get deeper and deeper into the relationship. So that's what I want people to know. Ariel said it's therapeutic and healthy. And Sassy says that it doesn't have to be sexual. Sometimes it's as simple as him laying his head on my lap while I caress his face. Rockstar said, all my man does is lay in my arms. He is so spoiled. He loves me nurturing him. And Rockstar says 50 Shades was abuse. Yes, 50
Thank
Shades
you.
of Grey.
All the way.
Have you guys heard of the movie called The Secretary?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
tell people all the time that movie is so much better, and I like the fact that they show, especially like the ending quote, like when she's in the bed of the greens, and she's just like he counted every scar, and I told him, and it was just like a situation where it's like our life again is so hard. We go through things, we hurt ourselves in certain ways. To find somebody that we can connect with, feel safe with, and talk about it. Again, it's therapeutic, right? We're pouring ourselves out to someone and we're growing with them with that. So I hate 50 Shades of Grey. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it really
it's one of those situations where watch a secretary. Watch a secretary. Watch a
Yeah.
secretary. That.
Yeah.
If you
And
want to know education real quick, do that. Do that.
And to build on
much more accurate. 50 Shades of Grey is bullshit. Please don't think that is an authentic dom sub relationship. It's not. I'm sorry, Darius, for cutting you off.
No, it's cool. To build on that, The Secretary is a realistic depiction of things instead of a fantasy or a fanatical way of looking at things. It's very realistic. It's very down to earth, and I love it. Also, I love Maggie Gyllenhaal. So
yeah, because especially the Dom portrayal, right?
Yes,
and that's what I loved about it, because it didn't show him being like some mean person. He was a boss. He had to do stuff, but he was also very scared. He was dodging people. He was like, I'm not trying to talk to nobody if I don't got to. Her as a submissive wanted to be submissive, but it was like, so you're not paying attention to me? You're not? So you like Nietzsche? Guess what? I'm fucking it up. Like it was that situation where it shows you like the dynamic again, and they weren't even sexual in the beginning. It wasn't even anything like that. It was more of just like testing the waters, and they did it together on that journey. And I thought that was beautiful.
So what's your favorite tool to have used on you and to use on others?
So
I will say mine. I love to be flogged. I love flogged so much. I love a flogger. But y'all go ahead.
Honestly, daddy's hands. That's it. That's it.
All it takes.
I feel like that's again because since I do more public play, I like more public situations. We can't have all the tools all the time.
Okay.
So for me to have or just his voice, he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta be. I gotta do that." So it's like the subtle things. But if I would do anything, it definitely would be ropes. Anything that's gonna keep me from movement, leashes, all those type of things. Anything that's gonna restrain me, any type of restraint. Give me that. I love it. No. Go ahead.
So me, I'm a techie, so I love my gadgets. So I love my Bluetooth vibrators. I love my collective rabbits. I love the panties that stimulate the clitoris. I love the rolls. I love all toys. I'm a really big toy fanatic, and so I have what is called my kit, and it has almost everything I need into it, and it's in a saving kit, so it fits perfectly in whatever bag or book bag I have, so I can always have it on hand. And I buy extras, so I have 2 of everything.
That's good.
Really?
Good suit.
I can't do 2 of everything, man. That bill gets expensive.
Listen, those Tracy's dogs almost took me out when they first came out, bro. I had to get 2 of them. I was like, it's too much.
Bro.
Go on, Carty.
Just like he said, me, I had the whole what was it? The sex education thing. The lady came in with all her toys from Pure Romance, and I had half them bitches. So I'm always in the toys, and when toys aren't around or they ain't charged up, these good old hands
Yeah, big hands.
it will get me through.
the better to choke you with, my dear.
Yeah.
I feel you on the big hands.
I like choking too. Who doesn't like
That's the first thing I ask for pictures. If everybody's talking to me, send me your hands first. Hold the glass real quick. Let me see.
Oh,
that.
they
Right.
like
You know,
little
you can't come with them little Donald Trump hands.
Yo, no, I don't want that. Because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, you gotta drink water like
It's
this.
not gonna work. I give them the business show. I'm like, thank you so much. That's not gonna work for me.
Yeah,
but I appreciate your
the heat to boob ratio gotta be right.
Right. Right. I got a big neck. You need to handle that. If I can like not, if you can't do that, it's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, do you have anything that you have not done that you would love to do?
Anyway.
Sorry, because I do a lot of things.
I know that's really kind of thing. Look,
I'm really trying to figure out what I haven't done.
You can't play poker because you got to tell.
Oh no, and that's what I say. I can't lie. That's what I tell everybody. I'm like, I'm a genuine ass person. I cannot lie, and I'm too silly to lie. I can't. So I'm like, what? Here you go. I used to play bullshit though. I'll play some bullshit cards. Don't play with me.
Oh my god, I haven't played bullshit in so long.
Next time. I'm playing. I'm bringing my deck. Let's go.
Yes. Darren says she likes a blackout face mask. Rockstar likes knife play. You know what, Rockstar, we need to talk because I do have an affinity for blades.
You
Me
do.
too.
Yeah. But
we're going blade shopping next time.
I can show you my
Ash with the fire play. Okay.
Fire play.
Ooh, not fire play, baby. Mess around, burn the whole
You just gonna skip over the wax and go straight to the fire, huh?
Yeah, she like, I'm tame and fire. Bradley likes blood play and knife play, but only with someone special. Yeah, baby, you can't be touching everybody's blood out here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's something that you want to do that you haven't done?
I'm sure there is. I just can't really think about it now. I've knocked a lot of things off the list in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So I've come around, almost coming around full circle almost. I mean, other than, other stuff. Like,
Okay.
Like the other stuff. Like, I don't know if I can do the whole pegging thing. Like, I don't think I can come around full circle.
Oh, pegging.
Other than that, I kind of done it all. But other than that,
yes.
Serious?
So subdermal suspension.
Ooh.
Subdermal suspension.
When they get the hooks, it's really like I'm astounded by it, but I'm afraid of like messing that up. So
like the freak show thing, like you hanging.
Really quick, Jazz has to dip out. I want to formally thank her for coming.
Oh yes,
thank you guys. It was a pleasure. Always, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
And y'all follow her. Put in your chat how we can follow you on your socials.
Okay? Anything, Miss Giselle, and I'll tag it on here when I get off. Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye, guys.
Good night. I'm sorry, Darius. Finish your
subdermal suspension. I've seen it done, and it looks gnarly, but it also a lot of the people who do it say it's very euphoric, and like it puts you in a euphoric space with so much it like takes you past the threshold of pain and takes you into euphoria. So I'm interested in that, but it looks really gnarly. Like I'm interested. I would like to try it, but it just looks really gnarly, and I don't want to hurt anybody.
You let me know how that works out.
Man. Yeah, exactly.
Put me on meat hooks.
Dara says she wants to try sounding.
Oh, is that like having a glass on your clit and you be like on it?
Breath milk, you made my day. I'm sorry, that's automatically Diddy shake. That's automatically what I went to.
Oh no.
We have had an amazing conversation. Everyone in the chat, look, Dara said no. You want people putting glasses over people's coochies.
The vibrations, man. The vibrations.
I can't. Darren, we gotta have you on too. Darren said it's putting a metal rod in a penis.
That is totally different. That is not the same thing as a cup over the pussy.
Because you made that up.
I did not make it up. It's a thing.
Sid said I want to explore even more psychedelic sex and lead in ceremonies. Okay.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Psychedelic sex is crazy.
Y'all, I wish that we didn't have to leave you guys. There's another show on after us, so we have a time constraint.
Oh yeah, that's right. There is.
Yes.
But it was a great episode for the first time back in 2 months. I must say, it feels good to be back.
Hard to come back swinging. Okay. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Like, I know tomato, boo, boo. Like, I wish we want more. We have one of the best chats around. Like, y'all really come through. Y'all make me laugh. Y'all contribute. You are amazing. You show us love, and we appreciate y'all. So we are back every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to personally thank Darius for coming through. He was so knowledgeable.
Yes, thank you.
He was hiding this from me all the time. I did not know he was like King Freakazoid or something. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know he was walking around with a suitcase full of all these sex tools. Who the fuck knew? So I appreciate you coming through. Can you please tell everyone how they can find you if they have more questions?
Yeah, you can find me. My name Darius Troy Thompson on Facebook. If you have any more questions, just hit me up on Messenger. I will respond. Also, as Black Lightning X on Instagram. If you want to hit me up on there as well.
And do me a favor and put it in the comments when you get a chance, for the people that, didn't get a chance to take it down. And of course, y'all know y'all can watch the replay of this and write down all your questions and all of those.
Share it with a friend.
Carty, let them know how they can find you in your royal light skinnedness.
That's right. You can find me at the Carty Experience on Instagram, Beijing After Dark on Twitter, and also on Twitch, where this is also streaming. So.
And y'all know me, the baby sub, the baby witch.
Baby sub. I'm
baby sub, baby witch. I'm at Siren by Night on everything except for TikTok. I'm at Siren_by Night. Please make sure y'all tune in every single Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. More debauchery, more shenanigans. We have a sex segment every single time we do an episode, and we like to talk about sex in ways that you never would think of. We talk about the psychology behind the kinks. We're not just going to talk about what you bring to the table. Should you suck his dick on the first date? No, we're going to have real grown and sexy conversation.
That's right.
And you're going to leave here knowing something that you did not know before you came in. So we hope we see you. And I also, for the month of October, will be on the Head Nurse in Charge main show. We're doing our monster tourney for horror movies to honor Halloween's and Samhain for the witches in the chat. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So make sure you come and join us over there too. That's on Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, it's like 10 hours. No, I'm joking. But
a lot of movies.
It's a long tourney, but it's a tourney. So thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all watch the replays of all our episodes, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Join us for education, laugh, and a heavy pour. Y'all go make some babies now.
Hold responsibly.